What's an ideal routine look like for women, especially a daytime routine?
The way to think about it is there's must-haves and nice-to-haves.
Okay.
So for the must-haves, when you wake up in the morning, I think a gentle cleanser is helpful because a gentle cleanser will remove whatever you have left from the night. Then I'd like a vitamin C serum in the morning or a vitamin C cream because this will give you added antioxidant benefit against pollution and UV damage. Then depending on what you have. So the next one can be an option of things. If you have redness, you might add an anti-redness serum or cream. This might have an ingredient like azelaic extract or Centinella asiatica or niacinamide. Those are elements that can help with redness if you're prone to that. If you're oily, but you still want some hydration, you'll add a hyaluronic acid serum. And then if you're very dry, you'll add a moisturizer. And sometimes you'll layer these. So this could be 1 or 3 steps, depending on where you're at. And then an eye cream in the morning is always helpful. This is kind of a nice to have, not necessarily a must have, but I do like an eye cream. And you'll always use your third finger to pat it on because you never want to rub that area. It's the thinnest skin in your body. So you really want to be gentle and then rub it under the brow. And then my pro tip is on the upper lip as well.
So eye cream goes under the eye with your middle finger.
Yep.
A little on
under the brow.
Under the brow.
And then on the upper lip.
Okay, so 3 places for eye cream.
Yep. And then the last is going to be your sunscreen. Now, the way to apply sunscreen is before you get dressed, ideally, start with your décolleté in your neck and go in an upward direction because your chin creates a shadow that's always going to protect. If you walk around and you look at other women who may not have makeup on, you'll often see a line. Mm-hmm. And you'll see a line where the chin shadow wears off. And the skin above that line and the skin below that line is very different skin. So the skin under is going to be redder and more crepey. So you go in an upward direction because you get the most sunscreen at the base of the neck and you get the best protection. Then you'll do the face. Now, I already said this area around the mouth is the same as neck skin. So you'll do there, the neck in an upward direction, then around the mouth, and then the whole face, and then do another layer. So your morning layer of SPF should be a double layer.
A double layer of SPF.
Yeah.
I wanted you on today because Ira and I went away for the weekend and I was out in the sun. But I did have sunscreen on. And I woke up the next day and I had rings around my neck where I had like the wrinkles. Mm-hmm. I looked like a old tree. Like right here, it was like ring. It was like lighter, darker. And I went, oh my gosh, I got to talk to Doris about that.
And it's because you had your chin down and then where you had your chin down, you created little folds. So within the folds where you saw the white was where you didn't get sun and the red was where you got the sun.
Yeah, well, it was just like, it was like a little wrinkle fest under my chin. Okay, so that's
your day.
The typical daytime routine. What does an ideal nighttime routine look like?
At night, your skin is going to have 2 issues. One, it's going to lose more water, so we have to protect it better. And 2 is we want to give actives for that rejuvenation effect. So you need a little bit more of a solid cleanser and sometimes even a double cleanse, like you could use a micellar water or an oil and then a cleanser because it's so important to remove that double layer of sunscreen that you reapplied throughout the day and all the makeup and get everything off really well. And then next would be your retinol. And then you can do either one of many things. So if you're on the oilier side, you can use a hydrating serum. And for that, I like ingredients like squalene. That's a little bit different than hyaluronic acid. Squalene is natural to the skin. It's a great hydrator, and it's part of the layers that make up the skin and help with the skin barrier. And it feels really good going on. So squalene is a great ingredient. And then the moisturizer is going to be thicker and heavier. So it should contain ingredients like ceramides and even peptides. You want a multitasking moisturizer at night. And then some companies make really cool things like cooling mist. So if you get hot flashes, you can just sort of leave it by the bedside or put it in your fridge or in a glass of ice water by the bed. And if you wake up at night and you're either not doing or not able to do hormone therapy and you're having a hot flash, or if it's just hot, you can just spray a cooling mist and it really cools off nicely. So you have options of what to do. But these are your simple, nice things to do. Now, if you want to add in the nice to have, I would add in something like exosomes or an anti-aging serum that your dermatologist might pick out for you. But nothing.
And that would be under the moisturizer?
That would be before the retinol.
Oh, before the retinol.
After cleansing, I always apply the most active first.
Okay.
a general rule is apply from thinnest to thickest. So the more watery and more viscous something is, the earlier it should go on. The thicker it is, the more occlusive it'll be, and the more it'll prevent what you apply afterwards from penetrating.
So you want to do your serums, and then you
your
want to
lotions,
do your lotion.
then your cream, and then your heavier cream.